What is good, my people? This is Kobe2408. There's a new champion and skins leak that just came out that I wanted to show you guys very quickly. Again, with all leaks, we have to be cautious until something is actually true about the leak, and then we can kind of say, okay, yeah, this might be a real leak. But again, just be cautious. But I think I can prove some of this leak to be kind of factual for the most part, but we'll find out. Let me just go through the skins very quickly. First up, the leak on the skins, Dunkmaster Alawi. That seems kind of legitimate. Like, she does have that, I don't know what you call that she holds on to, that releases those tentacles, but that could be a ball that, I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing something out. I'm trying to prove that this leak might be true. But again, yeah, just again, take it with a grain of salt. Steel Legion Vayne, that kind of seems legitimate. Like, they would make a Steel Legion Vayne and Vi skin, and then a Braum skin as well. They always do it, I think, in threes for the most part. Like these Steel Legion, Lux, and Garen, there's 2 skins. So they did that in 2s. I don't know about 3s, but there's Dunkmaster Darius and then Dunkmaster Alawi there'd be. Heartseeker Zaya and Sweetheart Rakan, that would seem legitimate. I think those would be like a skin together. You know, you'd have to pair Zaya and Rakan, 2 skins together. That'd be pretty sick. Just like the Cosmic one. I think there's this Zaya Cosmic and then the Dawn Rakan. I don't remember the names of the skins. But anyways, and then you have Festive Ivern, which would be like a Christmas skin. As well as Reindeer Hecarim, that would be a Christmas skin as well. And then you have Grinch Trundle, another Christmas skin. And then I would, that seems pretty legitimate for the most part. I would like a Trundle skin, that'd be sick, and a Hecarim, I play that. I don't play Ivern, so I don't really care much about him. But then we have Lunar Reveal Talia, then we have a Lunar Reveal Aurelion Sol, and a Nasus. I would say Talia and Aurelion Sol, that kind of seems, with the Lunar skins that would come out, that would seem pretty legitimate. I think this is the Lunar stuff. I think it's at the beginning of next year. I think that's when the Lunar skins come out, or does it have to do with the Chinese Lunar? I don't know. I'm not really sure when these Lunar skins come out, but I would say next year sometime. But it seems pretty legitimate to fit. Like, Talia and Aurelion Sol would probably fit in that Lunar, in the skins description of what Lunar skins would be. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't even think I explained that very well, but yeah, anyways, that would seems kind of legitimate for the most part. Okay, so all in all, you know, take the skins. They might be true, they might not. Again, the only leak that was 100% accurate was the one with the Rakan and Zaya leak that had all the skins listed, and all the skins were accurate 100%, as well as the champion leak, Rakan and Zaya. It had different names on the leak, but that was 100% accurate. However, the other leaks with the skins were not accurate at all, so we'll find out in the coming in 2 weeks from now. But here's the new champion. Her name is not Daphne or Daphna, you guys have heard that, the Dreamer, but Aldora. This I can prove to be accurate because someone had mentioned on the forums, on the League of Legends forum page, that the new champion is going to be named Daphna or Daphna the Dreamer. Someone had typed that in, and then a Riot employee called Rev3 came in and said that is not true at all. And so we know it's not Daphne or Daphna the Dreamer, but a completely different name. And Aldora, for those that don't know, it is a Greek name, and I looked it up on Google. The name of Aldora is a Greek baby name, and in Greek, the meaning of the name Aldora is winged gift. I don't know what the winged gift would be. Maybe this is a burst mage champion. It uses bubbles and it has wings. I don't know, but Aldora would be fitting for this champion for sure. And then this champion is supposed to be a childish champion, so maybe in the age of Annie, very similar to Annie's age. So would be, I don't know how old Annie is. I think she's like, what, 10 or something, or 7. And so Aldora would be, again, it's a baby name, so it's very fitting to the champion, because the champion is very childish and very young, is what we've speculated. So that would be, so that some of that would be true. I could believe that for sure. I could believe that the new champion name is Aldora. Anyways, let's get to the most important part, the spells. Okay, here we go. So obviously TLDR of her spells, so that means in development or something. So her passive, Aldora can jump in between different bubbles, gaining movement speed. So there must be bubbles on the rift where she can like walk through the bubbles, and then she gains it, very similar to like Bard's chimes, I would say. And then she gains movement speed. I would that's a pretty crappy passive for the most part. I wish there was something else added. Maybe it gives armor and magic resist or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so the Q, Awakening Call. Aldora shoots a line of bubbles and dealing magic damage. The last 2 bubbles don't hit the enemy but stay around the area. So she shoots a line of bubbles. We know, you know, again, this champion deals with a lot of bubbles and butterflies. And so it would be like a... I'm trying to think of what would be similar to this in League of Legends, like a champion that shoots something and is left behind. I'm not really sure. I don't know. So she shoots a bunch of bubbles out and the last 2 stay on the map so she can interact with those last 2 bubbles on the map. That's her Q. W, Shut Eye. Enemy who is touched by a single bubble or runs into it sleeps for seconds, and if the champion is hit by an enemy, he or she wakes up. So we've seen this, the W, Shut Eye. That is the teaser that's been playing. If you haven't seen the teaser, here it is. It's on the screen. Basically, this is her W, so it just bounces and it hits the ground. And if anybody touches it, they fall asleep. And then if someone is hit by a spell or an auto attack, they wake up. So that is the W. And we have E, Unspeakable Beauty. Aldora controls the bubbles around her. She can pop 2 to 4 bubbles, dealing more damage if they hit each other, or turn someone to sleep if she points a bubble into the enemy, but only if Shut Eye is skilled. I don't know what that means. If it's up or something, it's skilled shot. So her E, if there's a bunch of bubbles around, she can pop them, and then the AoE does damage to people, and then it can also turn somebody to sleep if W is up, I would say. That's what it seems like the E would be. So her R, One Last Time. Aldora summons a huge butterfly which cracks every bubble around her, dealing magic damage to enemies. Furthermore, the butterfly changes the summoner spells of the first person she touches, which means that, example, Flash and Ignite get changed to Dawn and Twilight. The only way to gain the old summoners back is to use the new ones. So let me try to like break this down. So she casts out a butterfly. I don't know if it's like it would be a skill shot or it just goes straight and there's an AoE effect with this butterfly, but it pops all the bubbles around, and the first thing the butterfly touches, that champion's Flash and Ignite, or for example Flash and Teleport, is changed to this new Dawn and Twilight effect. Now that's what's going on with the R ability. They did mention, I read this, I believe on a forum post or a while ago, about the new champion having a new mechanic. Now the W, the sleep mechanic, is very old. We've seen that before in other games. I know a lot of people mentioned Warcraft, World of Warcraft, let's see, Dota, Han, and you know, there's tons of games that use this sleep mechanic. But this is a very interesting mechanic that I've seen maybe one time. A very old game that I played on Xbox. It was an X-Men game, and there was this battle royale game. It's a top-down look at this X-Men, and it's an RPG role-playing game, but you can have this battle with each other. Anyways, there's this champion in there called Emma Frost, and when you battle her, she had this ability where she would it was like a scream or something, and what that would do, it would make your up on the controller down. It would switch up all your spells and everything on the controller. So your X spell would be like your A spell, your Y spell would be your B spell. It would just mess up your controller completely. You just basically be called to becoming retarded. So Emma Frost, she would cast it out, and basically your up and down would be swapped. Your left and right would be swapped. All your spells for your X, B, A, Y would all be swapped around. So you couldn't do anything. So I've seen that mechanic once. So I think that's what's going on here, is what I'm trying to explain. So your Flashing Light completely changes to this other Dawn and Twilight, which I'll explain in just a minute. So I think that's what's going on with the with her ultimate. Now again, if I'm completely off, let me know in the comments below, but this is what the leak says. Okay, so let's read the Dawn. So if the butterfly hits you, the Dawn, this is what happens to your Flash or Ignite. Champion gains movement speed similar to Ghost, so it becomes kind of a Ghost effect, plus more armor and MR. In addition, the champion spawns bubbles which are visible to the enemy. Aldora can use them. So your flash becomes a ghost instead. Bubbles come off the champion. That's the dawn effect. So that what would be swapped with your flash. It's very confusing. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it as I've seen it. But you know, when the champion comes out, we'll have more information on that. But here we go. Okay, so that's the dawn. So the twilight part of this, I would think this is like your ignite changing, maybe. Champion applies near sight to all the allies around him or her, but not global. Almost similar to Nocturne's ulti. Furthermore, the area is not dark, but rather bright with mirages all around the place. I don't even know how to explain the Twilight one. I don't know what that would even entail. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. I have no idea. That's a pretty interesting mechanic where your flash and ignite turns to something else. That would be pretty dope. We did see some post by Rev3 again that said there was going to be a new mechanic going on with this new champion, and the sleep mechanic is pretty old, but that was swapping spells for different spells is a pretty interesting mechanic in League of Legends. Anyways, the last thing down here says she can't use the same bubbles all the time, similar to Yasuo's restriction on minions. So when Yasuo dashes through minions, he can only dash through them for one time, and then he has to wait like 5-6 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds. I don't play Yasuo, so I don't know what the cooldown is on how many times he can only dash once through a minion, and then he has to wait. There's a wait timer. So it's similar to her bubbles, so the bubbles will be around, so she can explode the bubbles and they respawn in the same spot. It seems kind of odd. I don't know. I would think the bubbles would respawn in different areas, similar to like Zyra's plants. But that is the leak. Hopefully that kind of explains what's going on. Again, we can't take it, you know, be cautious about this leak, but when we have more information on it, I will you know, update you guys on that as well. So, but as always, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'm Kobe24. Thank you for watching, and you guys stay awesome, my friends, and I'm out. Peace.